Vermute ich jetzt einfach mal so. Ach, nimm doch bitte das. So, hier können wir gerade nicht weitermachen. Dann machen wir, wenn der Staub der Vergangenheit erzählen könnte, Heimkehr des Kranichs mit dem Wind. Machen wir hiermit weiter. Okay. Ich finde es immer noch cool, dass man so ein bisschen zugucken kann, wie der Jadepalast aufgebaut wird. Das hat was. Finde ich ganz cool. So. Oh, wer ist da denn? Ah!
Look! Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beto! And hey! Person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks.
Es ist schon krass.
The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Und wie kontrollieren die das dann, in welchen Höhen das sein soll?
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto? You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Okay.
Greetings.
Sehr hübsch.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
Okay.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed.
Mhm.
To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side.
Oh je.
Wow. So it looks like the 3 of us are competitors now.
So ein bisschen, ja. Wenn Freunde zur Konkurrenz werden.
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us.
Stimmt, so hat jeder eine Frage, die er nutzen kann.
Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think?
Sounds great, but how does it change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yoon. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon.
Okay.
How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Eine Sekunde. Gleich wieder da. Ich muss immer aufs Klo. So, da bin ich wieder. Puh. So.
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Suling if he's heard of them. You guys...
Okay.
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Lass uns gemeinsam gehen.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang Yunjin?
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion.
Okay. Eine sehr simple Frage, ne?
Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it.
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Die göttliche Jungfrau der Verwüstung? Okay. Just a little bit strange, finde ich. So. Mir wird langsam kalt. Aus dem Weg. Ich will hier durch. Verdammt. Ich hätte doch an der Abenteuergilde vorbeigehen sollen. Erst sagen.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf? Or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about Wonder Cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber.
Sehr gut.
The types of ore needed to make Wonder Cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't suppose you've brought any yourselves?
Was?
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Ja, das wäre gut zu wissen, welches Erz wir brauchen.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium.
Echt jetzt?
If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions.
Okay.
It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, that's trickier.
Wie sollen wir
It's
es
all
dann
but unheard
finden?
of on the market.
Ich bin voll reingeredet, Entschuldigung. Wie sollen wir es denn dann finden?
I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff.
Okay.
Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the Divine Damsel of Devastation also takes place on that mountain. I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
Ui. Okay. Auf. Los geht's.
I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in paradise.
Ja, es sieht echt schön aus.
No wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepti wander oft where mortals seldom stride. Indeed.
The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's the story about, though?
Ja, das frage ich mich jetzt aber auch.
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool. A hero story? They're Paimon's favorite.
The legend first arose in this area. It is said that there used to be a prosperous village on the mountain. In that village, there was a loving couple who were completely devoted to one another. One day, a terrifying monster appeared. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his spirit and drove him to madness. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must sacrifice a child to me."
Wow.
What a nasty piece of work. Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place.
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the monster's demand. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward.
No, don't do it, little girl.
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor.
Wow.
Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world.
Ich weiß, um wen es
And
geht.
so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air. That's how the opera ends.
I really like this story. But I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
Oh.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intention was to inspire his audience with the character of the divine damsel.
I think it's a great story. The ideal story.
Well, sure inspired Paimon. Let's go get ourselves some Star Splinter Iron. Yeah!
Das machen wir. Also war es doch Shenheis Story. So, göttliches Auge. Falsch. Ich weiß nicht, das Einzige, was ich sehe, ist da oben. Kurz aufladen. Oh boy, bald ist ein Film in meiner Reihe dran, der voll was für dich ist. Echt? Siegel. Ah! Das war das. So. Jetzt sehe ich es auch. Aber ich höre es ja schließlich auch.
There should be enough star splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Subrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Ja, habe ich gerade vor.
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us, sir. Can we ask you something? Huh. He didn't seem to catch that.
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if you happen to know anything about Subrosium.
Okay, er hat schon gehört, aber irgendwie hat er es mit dem Reden nicht so drauf.
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Well, whatever. Guess we're on our own here.
Als wenn wir eh nicht immer alles selber machen, ne?
Shenhua, Yunjin, let's have a look around.
Mhm.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shinho. You're alive. The rumors were true. So, all these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium, but I think you can find some information in the village. And this place is deserted now. No one ever comes here, so you can rummage around all you want.
Huh? You know this guy, Shenhua?
Anscheinend.
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go and take a look around. Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite safe.
Okay, then let's see what we can find in this village.
So. Ich meine das ironisch. Der Film heißt Mimik. Man züchtet einen Käfer, um Kakerlakenausbreitung in den Griff zu bekommen. Dieser mutiert aber, ahmt das Aussehen von Menschen nach und macht auf Menschen. Ja, okay. Hi Ansem. Wunderschönen guten Abend. Käfer geht ja noch. Habe ich jetzt keine großen Probleme mit. Spinnen sind halt so, kann ich nicht. Spinnen sind mir zu viel. Früher lebten im Osten des
Remains of a
Dorfes.
god, an abandoned village, Mount Tianheng.
Die sehen aus wie Spinnen. Oh komm. Ist okay, ja. Ja. Du hast recht so. Nichts für mich. Okay. Früher lebten im Osten des Dorfes eine Exorzistenfamilie, aber nach etwa 2 Wochen starb die Mutter an einer Krankheit. Die kleine Tochter wurde vermisst und kurz darauf erhängte sich der Vater an einem Baum im Hof seines eigenen Hauses. Wurde bestätigt, dass die Überreste eines bösen Achones in dem Dorf gefunden wurden. Die Dorfbewohner sind in Panik, da niemand sicher ist, ob die Überreste des bösen Achons endgültig verschwunden sind. Sei vorsichtig, wenn du dich in diesem Gebiet aufhältst. Ach krass.
Does this mean that the true story of the divine damsel of devastation happened right here? The time frame certainly matches. So it seems we're in the right area. Let's keep looking around.
Das mache ich mal. Kannst du mir aber glauben. Da ist noch eine Kiste.
There are a few interesting trinkets here.
What's this?
Zerrissene Aufzeichnungen. Der Arzt hat gesagt, du seist schwer krank. Mach dir keine Sorgen. Ich werde alles geben, was ich habe, um dich zu retten. Mein Herz tut weh, wenn ich sehe, wie du immer erschöpfter wirst und eine Krankheit nicht mehr zu behandeln ist. Sehr wünschte ich könnte den Schmerz für dich ertragen. Du hast gesagt, dass du in diesem Leben nichts bereust und dass du dir nur wünschst, dass ich mich gut um Shinhei kümmere. Aber wenn du nichts bereust, warum die Tränen? Ich weiß nicht, was ich in letzter Zeit getan habe. Obwohl ich noch atme, fühle ich mich komplett ausgelaugt. Ich habe alle alten Texte gelesen, die ich in die Finger bekommen konnte, um nach Wegen zu suchen, dich zu retten. Aber es ist völlig sinnlos. Endlich habe ich es gefunden. Es war Mingyung. Er hatte das Buch, das dich retten konnte, versteckt gehalten. Ich nahm es und folgte den Anweisungen, um einen Gott zu beschwören und ein Opfer darzubringen. Der Gott erschien. Ich sagte ihm, dass ich bereit sei, mein Leben gegen deines zu tauschen. Er schwieg und zeigte nur auf unsere Tochter, Shinhei. Der Gott sagte, ihr Schicksal sei es, den Fluch des Unheils zu tragen und dass sie dazu neige, denen, die ihr nachstehen, Schaden zuzufügen. Der Gott sagte auch, dass sie vielleicht sogar die Ursache für deinen Tod war. Da es nun einmal so war, dachte ich, ich habe sie in der Höhle zurückgelassen, die der Gott erwähnt hatte. 3 Tage sind vergangen, immer noch keine Nachricht. Das Warten macht mich unruhig. Ein unheilvolles Gefühl befällt mich. Tut mir leid, meine Liebe, verzeih mir. Du auch, Shinhei, bitte verzeih mir. Wie dumm ich war, wie blind. Ich möchte mich bei euch beiden entschuldigen, persönlich. Das ist die wahre, göttliche Jungfrau der Verwüstung, vermute ich.
So, Shenhe is the divine damsel? Now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an adeptus, and she is about the right age. So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with her. I should have noticed it earlier. According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually the daughter of the loving couple. And she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster by her own father. Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. It wasn't her choice to enter that ghastly situation. She was forced into it.
Uff.
Oh, it looks like my father may need to make a few revisions to his beloved opera.
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Symposium.
Hab dir mal ein Bild von der Filmhülle geschickt. Dankeschön. Ich bin inzwischen 35.
Don't we have a job
So,
to do?
Abenteuerrang 35. Ich habe aber die Welt noch nicht verbessert, das heißt, ich steige gerade nicht. Such weiter nach den Aufzeichnungen über die Ärzte. Steht halt ein einziges ganzes Haus, ne? Alles andere ist zerstört. Ich dachte, das ist so ein Ding, was ich direkt aufsammeln kann. Die in Geheimessenzenerz eingravierte Magie lässt nicht so leicht nach. Manche glauben, dass dieses Gestein eine Brücke zwischen den Lebenden und den Toten ist. Geheimessenzenerz zu finden ist jedoch nicht einfach, muss zur richtigen Zeit am richtigen Ort sein. Die Legende besagt, dass du Geheimessenzenerz finden kannst, wenn du in der Dämmerung in der Mitte des Sees südlich des Yang-Berges stehst und in die Richtung der untergehenden Sonne schaust.
So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk, and we'll find us some Symposium. Let's go back and tell Shenhua the news.
Okay.
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by. I never imagined it was you. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual. I had plenty of chances, but I couldn't bring myself to stand up to him. I just let things happen, let it all escalate. Well, I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a chance to apologize to you.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way. There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love. Nothing.
Oh, die eigene Tochter.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the Adepti. So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not, the truth is, I feel nothing at all.
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhua, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhua, it brings me some solace knowing that you are okay. I'll tell you more about the old times next time we meet.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhua, look. This tells us how to find Symposium. All we gotta do is go to the middle of that lake.
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhua, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turns out that many of the details in the Divine Damsel of Devastation are not true to the facts. So
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now that the main character is standing right here in front of me, I cannot simply dismiss your lived experience in favor of my father's fiction.
It's okay. I like your version. My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others, just like the girl in the opera.
Oh.
but I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity to see it for yourself yet.
Shenhua! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! Let's go! We can't let someone else beat us to it!
Diesen Zeitraum darauf. Okay, gut, ich bin ja eh nicht online. Ja, eigentlich offline, oder? In einer Stunde. Um 12 Uhr, verdammt. Und ihr nicht um 2 Uhr, so wie manche anderen auch?
You can't run!
Ja, dann schwimmen wir halt. So. Jetzt? So 17:30 Uhr. Errungenschaften. Wunder der Welt. Einsammeln. Einsammeln. Und. Ich weiß es nicht genau. Stand jetzt nicht dran.